supposed to be bats in here. Kind of spooky. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. First time for everything is always a new day, isn't it? Look at that. Flat iron straight ahead. Heading towards Broadway Cave, of course. Just saw this patch of cactus. I thought it was cool. Home sweet home. Heading out to a new hike today. Okay, coming up to the parking area for our hike today. We are doing it's called Broadway Cave. You can see Flatiron up on the left there. I'll turn into it in a second. That looks cool right there. I'll park right in here. To the left here. Let's see if this works. Nice. Yep. Wow, look at that. Let's see if we can turn it that way. Okay, we are beginning a Broadway Cave. I think it's at about 3 miles round trip. Look at the views. You can see Flathead lit straight ahead there. Amazing. We are going into the Tonto National Forest. I'll go ahead and let's see, I'll film this area here. Trail rules, Lost Gold Mine Trail. A lot of good stuff here. Cool. Look at this view here. Got some cool cactus with Superstition Mountains and flat iron right there. That is nice. Look at that. So I'll do it like this, I guess. Then you can see right here, Flatiron, all the way up there to the top. And come back down. Look at that. These are called jumping cholla. Then you have this nice cool saguro. But I'll find the exact pronunciation. And then we zoom across to Superstition and Flatiron. Get a little closer here. There's a couple caves, one on the right, one on the left there that we'll be hiking to. We're at 1 mile. Working our way up to Broadway Cave here, east of Phoenix, Arizona. Oh, I think I see the cave. I think it's right there. Let's see. I didn't see it at first, but now I can see it there. Cool. All right, 1 mile. Here we are. Flatiron Street Center. Heading towards Broadway Cave, of course. Just saw this patch of cactus. I thought it was cool. Well, folks, future self, this is truly impressive, this area here. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. First time for everything is always a new day, isn't it? Look at that. Flat iron straight ahead. Working our way to the cave up here on the upper right there. Beautiful sunrise. All right, looks like we have to figure out what this is through research. It's probably somebody's old house here. Trail does come up to here. That was called Fireplace Chimney, so it is a marker of some sorts. And we're looking west there, and then south there, and east. Look right into the sun. And then we come down and flat irons right in the center. Okay, hello world, hello future self. We are in Tonto National National Forest, sorry. And we are going on to the Broadway Cave. I called it the Broadway Cave Trail, but it's technically part of the Monument Canyon Trail, Jacob's Crosscut Trails. So it's about a 4-mile loop into the National Forest, located near Apache Junction. Again, I think I did about 4. There's a little bit of an elevation gain, just a little bit. Easy to moderate. This is cool right here, dense saguaro forest. I think that is probably one of the coolest parts of it. I mean, of course, the cave, but the journey to the cave, going through this dense forest, was truly amazing. I loved it. And you get to see Flathead up on the hill as well in the Superstition Mountains. There is some parking, but I think there's some strict rules. You can't park. Yeah, see, it's about 6 to 10 cars. You can barely park, and it's a residential area, so be careful. Get towed away. Okay, how was the cave formed? I think the most important part of this is called Spalling, where it peels away. I tried to look up Spalling, but it gave me a bunch of concrete type stuff. It's concrete type of things that happen to concrete, but this happens into the rock. So it every season when it freezes, it'll get weaker and weaker until it collapses layer by layer, and it's the quartzite will collapse. So probably a dangerous cave. Who knows when that thing will collapse, right? Here it is. Outer layers weaken and spall or flake off in large chunks. So you'll see some chunks also in the cave. There's a small mine shaft in there that looks like there was a prospector tried to see if there was some gold 20, 30 feet into the mountain there. You can go pretty far in there, but it gets dark. It's kind of spooky in there as well. Let's see, it's in the Superstition Mountains. Of course, they had massive volcanic activity and uplift in the area there. Why did they name it Broadway? Well, the road, the main boulevard, I guess you can say, or road, they call it a road here, straight into Phoenix, comes all the way out here to the mountains here. So it followed the Broadway Road. I found this interesting as well, that the word Broadway, similar to in New York City, the literal meaning is broad road, Broadway. And it also corresponds to the big city magics of New York City. Back then, everyone wanted to be New York City. Let's see, when they were developing this. Where the caves used as shelters, it doesn't say specifically, but it does mention that the Native American tribes that wandered around the area were most likely used it as shelter. There's no evidence. I didn't see any evidence, or I guess I could have researched that if there was evidence of. So this Monument Canyon that we go near also is also, so technically Broadway Trail. While hikers often treat the Broadway Cave Trail as a standalone destination, it is technically an offshoot of the Monument Canyon Trail. So technically you're on the Monument Canyon Trail and you go up this little offshoot. So remember all the information I get are from links over here on the right, the sources of this information. The highlights on the Monument Canyon area that I kept calling Firehouse. There's the miner's homestead here, the German miner. Oh, here, forgot to mention here. Did it show it up here? Nope. We'll talk about Jacob in a second. German miner from the early... This German miner ends up being the Lost Dutchman. Okay. There was also a plane wreck way up in the Monument Canyon area. That it's still visible up there. Apparently, I've seen some hikers go up there and through the sources here that they've spotted it. Okay, so let's Monument Canyon, and I wanted to find out about this German miner that was up there because I lived in Germany for many years, and I go, who's this German miner? Because I don't know anything about this area, and basically. His name is Jacob Waltz from 1810 to 1890. He was a gold miner, gold prospector. And the Lost Dutchman is what is Jacob Waltz is what's behind the Lost Dutchmans. Now, the Dutchman, he wasn't a Dutchman. He was a German, right? So he was a German miner linked to the area. With Dutchman being a common 19th century corruption of Deutsch. Deutsch is German. It means German. And so it's a corruption of the term German. Deutsch. Funny. So they called him the Dutchman. All right, Jacob. And then he had a buddy called Jacob Weiser. I think that was it. Oh, the aircraft was the one that crashed in the Monument Canyon. It was an American military training cadets from Williams Air Force Base, now Phoenix Mesa Gateway. So the Air Force Base used to be the Phoenix Airport. And it looks like they crashed, basically, unknown. Poor guys. Training. Got a little too close. Radar wasn't as good. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good, enjoy the hike. Okay, look at this nice view here. We're getting ready. We're going to do the turn to the left, goes up towards that fireplace there, and then to the right here goes up to the cave, which is up here on the left here. You'll see me find this. Here we go. A couple of people up there. All right, it's close to 2 miles here. Almost to the top here. Looking south right there. I guess I'd be looking west. That's Phoenix straight down there, straight in the center. Come up and around, and then we'll come down here, and the cave is right up there still. Looks like it's a pretty steep incline all the way up. Working our way there. Okay, almost there. Pretty steep right here at this little last part. Look at that. That is amazing out there. Okay, we made it to Broadway Cave. I'll try and go slow here. Yeah, it's a cave. We'll find out the specifics on the research. That pink cat's been there probably forever. I saw it on a... Oh wow, you can see the these huge cracks. I'm pointing straight up. And then back down. Huh. Apparently you can walk back here a little bit. There's supposed to be bats in here. I'm gonna go ahead and walk down here. Looks like we can. Except now I can't see, so now I need light. So not sure if you can see in there. I'll see if it adjusts. Yeah, it just goes right into that spot there. Interesting though. Kind of spooky. Okay, then that's looking out. We'll walk out here. Oh, nice view though. Look at the way this looks. Awesome. Coming out of this little shaft, I guess. Out over into the valley here. Oh, wow, look at that. I hear birds, but I don't hear anything else. So let's go ahead and move a little bit up to this spot up here, above the little, that area there. Work away towards the back here. Wouldn't want to cave in right about now. I know, with PTSD talking. A nice view from here, huh? See if we can get outside a little clearer. There we go. Wow. Okay, let's come down. Slowly, without falling. Kind of walk along the perimeter here. I don't think I've been in a cave this large. It is large. You can tell a lot of people come here. Okay, looking west. Phoenix is out there. I'm gonna switch quickly to the back. I like this spot here. Zoom across to Flatiron. And then to our cave. Call it Broadway Cave. You would think it would be some other name. Okay, that was Broadway Cave and some kind of firehouse right in the center there. We'll do some more research on there when we get back. Good, right? Let's see, I think I did a total of 4 miles.
Jacob Waltz's Lost Dutchman Mine may be one of the more well-known legends from the gold rush days. So who was Jacob Waltz? Waltz was a German immigrant who came to the U.S. in the mid-1800s. He spent some time farming along the Salt River right here in the Phoenix area. In April 1868, records show Waltz had recorded improvements on a 160-acre parcel. This property was between 12th and 16th Street, close to Buckeye Road. On a current map, it's 1 mile south of Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix. To some, Waltz was just another miner that had some gold and got drunk and occasionally shot up the town. To others, he was a sly old fox who kept his secrets to himself. Many old-timers claim Waltz hunted for gold in the 242 square miles of these Superstition Mountains, possibly right here, every winter between 1868 and 1886. Waltz reportedly found a rich gold vein believed to be somewhere in the area. A lot of people tried to follow him to his claim, but Waltz was always able to elude them. Since 1892, it's estimated at least 9,000 people a year search for the Lost Dutchman Mine. There are also quite a few deaths associated with people trying to find the mine. Possibly as many as 600 people have fallen victim. It's reportedly a regular occurrence to stumble across skulls in the superstitions. From 1955 to 1978, multiple remains were reportedly found with holes in their heads. 2 more cadavers were found without heads, and investigators were never able to find their skulls. Many people believe that the superstitions are cursed and that the deaths could be related to the curse. There's no doubt whether or not Jacob Waltz found gold. Records show between 1881 and 1889, Waltz reportedly shipped about $250,000 worth of gold to the mint. Some shipments are only a few months apart.